He's now been charged with terror. There's a lot we know and there's a lot we don't know. But has the policies that this president has suggested would have stopped this man from entering this country and trying to do harm to our people?
Well, we can't say for sure, of course, but I think there are a number of policies that need to be changed, not just the so-called chain migration, but a whole range of policies to deal with the terrorist threat. The president's tried to do some. He's been blocked by the courts. In some cases, we'll see what the Supreme Court does with it. But I think it's part of a much bigger picture. It's not simply the illegal immigrants or the people who come in legally who commit terrorism. It's, in my mind, also a breakdown of the Americanization project, not just for immigrants from Muslim countries, but from all around the world, that has turned the fire down on the melting pot because some people think it violates multicultural ideals. I think it's very important, and in the case of religious terrorism like this, you know, it is fundamental to this country that everyone has a right to practice their own religion. Nobody has a right to commit terrorist acts because they're offended by somebody else's religion. And I think that that kind of basic element to Americanization needs to be stressed more, whether people come here legally or illegally.
It brings up the question how he'll be treated, Ambassador. He came here on this F-43 visa. That makes him a lawful permanent resident. How are they going to deal with this terrorist?
Well, I think it would be a mistake in the first instance to put him immediately into the American criminal justice system. We don't know whether this person came here with the intent to kind of burrow in and commit terrorist acts later. I think this goes to another fundamental problem that the Trump administration inherited, that under Barack Obama we had largely moved away from the war paradigm of dealing with terrorism toward the law enforcement paradigm. And I think this is an opportunity, among others, to go back to what I think we really face here, which is a civilizational threat against us from people like this accused.
And the president speaking very strongly on this. He's issued this statement regarding the terrorist attack in New York City yesterday morning, saying in it, quote, "America should always stand firm against terrorism and extremism, ensuring that our great institutions can address all evil acts of terror." We had our brain room, Ambassador Bolton, dig up some of the recent numbers on these chain migration visas that the president talks so much about. Here's the trend that we have been seeing. So far this year, over 466,000 have been granted. You go back to 2013, 394,000. That number has only been growing. We have been granting more and more of these chain migration visas on which this man entered this country back in 2011.
And it means that people are coming in without regard to whether we think they'd be an overall plus for American society. Look, I personally believe we should increase migration on a legal basis, but I think we should do it along the lines the president has suggested, for merit admission to the country, not simply because of family relations, certainly not because of a visa lottery program or something like that. We're in a period where we face a number of threats around the world. As I say, I think we would benefit by having more immigration and having those immigrants Americanized when they get here. But that means taking control of the immigration system and really want to need a radical reform, not just dealing with illegal immigrants, but we need a radical reform of the legal migration system as well.